let's try this again, shall we? So I wish I had a whole reason as to why I wanted to do this word and this lettering with all of these fancy little details that you're gonna see, and the color theme and fall things, even though we're so close to Christmas, it's not even funny. I really just wanted to draw this drawing because it serves as a really good coping mechanism for me. And I have been realizing specifically what my coping mechanisms are and whether they are healthy or not. Drawing, great. Healthy, super good. You know, there's lots of different ways that you can use that for, like, creative outlets are really, really important for a lot of people. And not just myself. Pardon my chair squeakage. But I do also have negative coping mechanisms. But first, like, I'm gonna give myself more of a pat on the back and finish out talking about my positive coping mechanisms. So, drawing, great, we got that, cool. Walking my dog every day. Usually we go for a walk. Right now I'm a little bit injured, so it's kind of hard to do that on a day-to-day, but, you know, walking, we got that. That's really good. We go to the dog park, me and my partner, or we try to go there every day. And then my dog runs around, and it's really fantastic. And then I get to pet a whole bunch of puppies for like an hour or two per day. And really, I think that is probably my best coping mechanism. It's just getting out of the house, going for a walk. It kind of sucks a little bit more in the winter for obvious reasons, but I digress. So drawing and dog walks. Beautiful. Dancing. I have a lot of... They're all D words. Great. Don't make that into an innuendo. I know you want to, but don't do it. So dancing... I go out for partner dancing probably 3 times a week, depending on. So, like, Monday nights I usually go for practice with my dance partner, and then Thursday night I teach a class, and then Saturday I, like, teach a class / participate in social dancing. And that really seems to get me kind of out of the house, actually talking to people, which has been hard in the pandemic because I am doing this as responsibly as I can. I make sure I wear masks. I am fully vaccinated. I actually haven't been able to see my dance partner for the last little while because his little one has not been feeling well. And I was like, you know, I know he's already tested negative for COVID, but let's just keep it safe and try again. Anyway, so yes, I've got drawings, dog parks, dancing. What could be next? You know, video games. There's lots of things that I do that I think I can, like, pat myself on the back for that I have done well as a coping mechanism. Some of the things that I don't do well, eating. Emotionally eating. Specifically emotionally eating sugar. Oh, it's bad. But that's, you know, I'm human. Who knew? Eating sugar, probably one of the worst ones. I'd say social media, probably not a great coping mechanism. I think YouTube can be a really good coping mechanism for a lot of people, and I'm not just saying that because I'm making a YouTube video, but solely because, like, if I don't want to interact with the comment section on YouTube, I just don't scroll down. I just don't. And it's fine. But for things like Instagram and Facebook, you kind of need to scroll down to see where it is. And then you end up doom scrolling forever. Anyway, so social media, not really super great. I have a feeling there's other ones. I mean, I tend to beat myself up about stuff. Like, I have a really hard time with perfectionism. So I know that perfectionism isn't necessarily... Well, okay, so it is a coping mechanism or a coping behavior that a lot of people use to kind of evaluate what they're doing, but that becomes disordered very quickly when that doesn't match reality, right? I mean, even looking at the thing that I'm drawing right now, I was really upset with how things weren't perfect. Like shapes were not perfect and weren't like coming together, and that certain things didn't match like further down the line, and I was like, oh god, I'm never going to be able to get this done. And I mean, even this recording, I've done this like about 6 or 7 times now because I didn't think that this would work. I actually had to write out like a little outline of a script to at least give myself talking points. This is like 4 points on a bulletin, but me being like, oh god, I'm never going to get it done. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, I guess I've had this idea of, or this question of like, when do specific coping mechanisms become disordered behavior? Because my excessive eating of sugar can be classified as more of like binge eating, for example. Which is not great. It's not that can get bad, you know, when you immediately are like, this is the thing that will calm me down, and use it, you know, maybe if you have a glass of wine at the end of the day, to be like, I'm gonna unwind and chill and relax and have a glass of wine, I'll be fine. When does that become 2 glasses of wine, 3 glasses of wine, a bottle of wine, like, and it kind of spiral out of control? I have people in my life that I care about deeply who have been affected by alcoholism, and so I guess I kind of wonder in general when certain coping mechanisms, like I said, become disordered behavior. I mean, even with actually one of the biggest things when I was growing up was people's addiction to WoW, right? World of Warcraft, which, if you've never heard of it, is a big ol' online role-playing game. And yeah, it was ruining some people's lives. Like, they weren't going to class anymore, they weren't interacting with the outside world anymore because it was easier to deal with the world that they could create in a video game. And so, even though I do have a whole host of healthy coping mechanisms, I do worry that one day I'm going to get to a point that is more disordered, although that, you know, I am a bit of a worrywart, so. But I mean, that's why I have a psychologist, and why we talk about you know, disordered behavior and recognizing that. Like, what I'm trying to do as best as I can, and this could be a little bit triggering for people because I'm talking about food, so if you don't want to listen to this, you can click off of this video, perfectly fine. Just recognizing when I'm leaning on that crutch of like, oh my god, I need to have sugar right now, and just not necessarily changing the behavior outright, like not stopping myself, but just recognizing when I'm doing it, and when I'm stressed out, and when I'm like, and what do I want to do about this? Because there's lots of options. Do I want to just reduce the amount that I'm doing this? Do I want to just spend time recognizing it and getting in tune with my body? I know I just want to just feed myself nutritious food that will help me be energized and a happy person and sleep well, so that's a thing. But sometimes the way forward isn't always the most clear, and that's okay. And I think that if you are also struggling with your coping mechanisms and some habits that no longer work with your current life circumstances, be patient with yourself. Be nice to yourself. It is hard. It's really hard. And I think that a lot of what I'm going to be putting out in the future is just reminding people to not be buttholes. Actually, one of my favorite things to do is if you get the chance, and you see a friend who is getting really down on themselves, challenge them to a duel in your friend's honor. Like, I have a friend, Lisa, who's getting really down on herself, and she was, you know, saying some bad stuff, and I said, well, see, if you don't stop, I'm just gonna have to challenge you to a duel in my friend, in Lisa's honor, and, you know, throw down. And she came back with, well, I guess, you know, I'm gonna have to be your second. I bet I could kick her ass. And I was like, yeah, there you go. That's my girl. Interrupt disordered behavior with silly thoughts. Yep. Anyway, hope you have a good rest of your day and that you are kind to yourself and are kind to other people. Try not to be a butthole, you know, as best as you can. I mean, everyone has their days. But yeah. Okay, thanks, bye!